Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is a quick little session with the Transport Fever 2. I've got a problem here. This is my megalomania size map where I'm not using trains, so I'm having to rely on just ground vehicles, i.e., trams, buses, and trucks, and aircraft. And this airport, which is Murfreesboro Airport, by the way, Murphy makes me think of Red Dead Redemption 2. Anyway, there are 268 passengers on line 84. It's currently 1979. That's important, and I'll explain why a little later. And, excuse me, what can I do? Let's look at what we have on this line. We've got four Constellation, Lockheed Super Constellations L1049s. Now, the first and most obvious thing is to look at these vehicles. So let's just select all of them, click replace, because I want that to bring up what I can see. Now, looking at this is the Lockheed Super Constellation. So let's find out if it is a small or a large plane. Okay, it's not on here, so it's considered a large plane, which means this is already a full-size airport. Where are they at? They're right here. All right, it can have a capacity of 19. It has a 4x loading speed, which is good. It's very good, and it flies at 302 miles per hour. Now, let's look for something that's has a little more capacity, at least as good a loading speed, and flies faster. So this is 21, same loading speed, flies a little bit faster, 302 to 450. The Boeing 737 can take 20, which is only one more, but it has a 6x loading speed, and it flies 483. This only flies 302. Now, the McDonnell Douglas has a capacity of 60, but it has a very slow loading speed. As you can see, it's 4 times slower in loading. So that means loading onto the plane and loading off the plane is going to be 4 times slower at each end every time you land. So we don't necessarily want that. This is a smaller aircraft with only 2x, smaller that's still 4x, 2x, 6x, and it carries 20. This is primarily what I would consider a cargo aircraft. To me, as a military Air Force guy, Lockheed Hercules is a cargo aircraft. Now, this thing here carries 66, and it has the exact same loading speed. Now, it costs $7.7 million a year just to operate, whereas this thing only costs $831 million a year. So I think our first step is to go with the 737-100. It's a much smaller aircraft, excuse me, and it loads so fast. It only holds one more, and it's only from 8.6 to 863,000 to 1.4 million. It's not a huge jump up. So let's replace every one of these for a total of 34 million. I have plenty of money in my earnings on a day, yearly, and this is my actual account here. So let's replace all of them. And you can see it physically changed into what looks to me like a Pan Am plane from the old days. Now, another thing we can do, you notice you have 2 lines here. Now, this line is doing excellent, okay? And it's got 7 of the constellations on it. But what I want to do is, now that we're getting a huge turnover, the town is getting large enough, let's configure this airport. Let's add another passenger terminal right here. And then what we'll do is we'll go here. We'll choose line 84. We'll go to manage line. I'm sorry, scratch that. Let me do this again. Go here. Click on terminals. And we want line 84 to go to the second terminal we just put in. So we'll click on terminal 2. So now line 1 goes here, and line 82 goes to 1, and line 84 goes to 2. So there's going to be no waiting. See this guy? Let's get him going. Let's see what happens as it starts turning around. All of these are now the new 737-100. Oh, let me put this on fast. All right, let's take a ride on this plane as it comes in to land. We're going to go off to the side of it and watch it come in. Flaps down all the way. Slowing the plane. Flaps retracted. Now let's watch this plane take off. Again, as you can see, he's at full flaps because we're going, when you're taking off, you won't lift. That's what these provide, extra lift. He's climbing, he's maintaining his speed. He's going to get up to cruising altitude. Still maintaining speed. It's all about altitude now. We got to get height, lift, and altitude. Once he reaches his cruising altitude, you'll hear the pitch of the engines change. There they are. He retracts the flaps. And now he's picking up speed because he's level flight. You hear the engine change, the pitch. Okay, let's go back here. All the way back up here. 271. Is this going to be enough? This guy's getting ready to take off. Here's another one coming in. He's going to take this new terminal. He's got 19. So he probably was a Constellation that swapped over to a 733 because they had a capacity of 19. Now he can, there's the passengers waiting. They're on board. Remember, this is a 6x. This is very, very fast as far as loading and unloading. Now, the reason I said it would be important, did you see what happened there? Is this 737 was coming out, the Constellation had to wait for it. The reason I said this date was important because in 1980, something important happens. Right now, all I can do to these airports is add another main building, which is this one here. I can add another terminal, which you saw me do. I can add a cargo terminal. For example, if we want to start bringing in cargo aircraft in here, I can plop one down. And I can change the direction. Right now, they land and take off in this direction. But I can change it to make them go this direction. And then this is a depot or a hangar, if you will, where you buy new aircraft. But in 1980... you get the option to add a second runway to aircraft. Now, what that will mean is you can now have this runway, another runway right here, and another taxiway over here with another terminal, if you so desire, so that planes can both land and take off at the same time, and as they're taxiing, one doesn't have to wait for the other one. That's why I mentioned 1980 would be a big deal. Now, you notice we're not really gaining much headway. We're still at 268. So I think we might, let's see what the destination is. Where are they going to? They're going to, he's going, well, we'll see. We're just going to click on this line and see where it's going to. It's going down south. It's going to Tacoma. What does Tacoma look like? Line 84 has got an excess here. That means we can step up. And there's only one line here, so we don't need to put an extra terminal here. But what we will is we will go ahead and step up to another larger vehicle, which is going to be the McDonnell Douglas. It's much slower, but it's 3 times capacity. We're doing 20 now. This gives us 60. So let's step up again. And let's see what effect this has. Right now they're at 134. And here's 120 right here, 60 and 60. Now these guys take longer, as I said. See how slowly they're loading? Very slow. And it wouldn't hurt, even though we only have one, we can put another terminal in here. In fact, while I'm thinking about this, I do want to move this all the way down here. And then I will delete it right here. That way, in preparation, if I need to put a terminal in, we'll have space there. All right, so we've gone down to 93, and he's going to take another 60 off, which goes a long way towards alleviating the clog up here. Now let's go back to Murfreesboro. See if we're still at 268 here. 281, man, it's going. You can see this bus is coming from right here. This is the consolidated station in town, and we've got a dedicated bus line to and from the airport. Number 81, running with 3 buses, and they're just picking people up and taking them left and right. And it keeps this airport fed, 292. We're really going to, now that we're moving faster and we're moving more passengers, a lot of people want to get on this airline. Line 82 is still doing great. In fact, we might be able, let's see how many get on here. 0. I think we're going to cut down. We're going to take 2 aircraft off this line. We're just going to sell them outright and see if we can still maintain 0 there. 246. I think it was at 268 when I started. Now we may have to lay on another airline. And then we also have the option, since let's say this is going so slow, line 82, we can actually click on line 84, manage line, and we can tell that here at Murphy's Airport, you can use Terminal 1 or Terminal 2. Let's do that and see if that helps make a difference. So now this plane is already queued up, so that's not going to matter. But now they can use whichever terminal is free. And we could do that for both lines. Now, this guy may go into Terminal 1. We'll see. Depends on how fast this... this guy will now go into Terminal 1 instead of 2, so he doesn't have to... Well, I'm lying. We're waiting on him. We got to wait till it gets to the airplane that was there when I reset it, if that makes sense to you. Because they will have already had their orders, if you understand what I'm saying. It takes a while to cycle through everybody. And again, as I said in a previous video, these, as you add vehicles to the line, they will start separating distance. So they're not always back to back like this. Over time, they will be equal distance apart. Now this guy's going to wave off because he can't land with him there. And that's why I say that second runway is going to be so important. So he'll have to make a go around, which eats up time. This guy will be able to land though. There's no one holding him back. Here comes this guy on his second pass. He's going to have to wave. Oh, nope. Yeah, he's going to have to wave off again because this Constellation's taken off. So he makes a second go around. All right, we're down to 116, so we are making a difference. We just got to get those planes spaced out a little better. Anyway, this is a brief, meant to be less than 10 minutes. I'm already at 12, but just one way you can help clear congestion. There's a couple other ways, but I'll save that if I need it. Adios.